Good morning, Facebook. We're coming to you today again from Rythmia Life Advancement Center in Costa Rica. It's nice to see everybody. I'll wait for traffic to build a second, but I've been off for about 10 days. And the reason is I had major surgery in my mouth. So I have some stitches and I'm a little bit under the weather, but I have some stuff I really want to talk about today. First thing is this, we have, hey Claudia, we have Taita, Juanito, Chindon here this week. We are jam-packed, and the healings are going to be incredible this week. We've been doing really well with people. What makes Rythmia so unique is about 952 out of every 1,000 people that come experience a miracle that's really unique and unique and long-lasting. And it's the combination of the programming that we give with farm-to-table organic food and ayahuasca and plant medicine and meditation and transformational breath work all put together that bring this amazing experience to people. And I just urge you, if you're seeing this for the first time, to go to TripAdvisor and just see. I think we're the highest rated resort in the world of any type on TripAdvisor, and that's with over, I think there's about 600 reviews on there. So we're doing something, and that something is really replicable and repeatable, and people are flipping out over it. So it's interesting. In 2016, a big night for us was 10 people, and now 100 people, or 90 people, 88 people. Like it seems to be the norm. So if you're coming, please try your best to get here soon, because the more healing that we do, the more people find out about it, the harder it is to get in. So I want you to be able to experience this. And we believe in a pretty simple concept here, that something happens to you early on in your life that separates you from your soul but leaves you within your aura. And all we do is remerge you with that thing. And through this remerger, life changes. And it's a forever thing. And it's really fucking real. It's real. So a lot of the talking that I've been doing lately has revolved around finances. One thing too, I just want to say something. If you're around and you want to know more about this place, the book is called Shit the Moon Said. It's on Amazon. You can order it, and it tells you the story of why this place is here, what happened to me in my life, and how it's reflected in the things that go on here. A lot of what we've been talking about lately is financial stuff, and there's some principles that keep this segment of people, and by this segment I mean the cultural creatives, the conscious community. There are people, and yet a lot of them have a real hard time with their financial life. And I want to speak to that. Every week that I talk about this thing, I get, no shit, 60 emails with all these, and probably 100, or at least, about 100 questions right in the comments of the thing about what this is about, why my way of looking at it is different. And a little bit about me. I've had a financial life. I became a millionaire in my 20s. I took a company public in my 30s. I made about $90 million in the company in my early 40s. So I have some experience with making money. There's been a lot of people who've made a lot more money than me, but I do it in a particular way, And but before I get to that, I always plug upcoming events here. So like a couple weeks ago, I had Graham Hancock, who I love. This week we have Taita Juanito, who I love. A friend of mine, John Perkins, an incredible guy, is coming the last week of January. Some of his books, The Confessions of a Financial Hitman, Hoodwinked. he's just amazing guy, and he's going to be here the last week of January, and he's just so super cool. I'd love you to see it. So if you can get here, get here. So let's talk about this thing, about this remerger, and how does this affect our financial life? So I'm going to tell you, and the thing is, this is it. There are many people who are not merged who do great financially. Many. Hi, Mary. Hi, Julie. Many people who are not merged do great financially. But almost every person who is unmerged and gets merged does better financially. Pretty interesting shit. So let's talk about it. You know, a lot of people have anecdotal data, you know, but we have something different. I've had over 4,000 people through the doors, and each of them have about 5 data points. So I got about 20,000 data points that happen, you know, while they're here at 3 months, at 6 months, and at 9 months, and I get a real good idea of what's going on. And I can tell you their financial lives improve. And it was a couple weeks ago where somebody emailed me and said, why? And I really had to think about it, because I wanted to answer. It was a question that grabbed me that I really wanted to answer. And so I thought about it a little bit, and this is what I came up with. You know, the source of good fortune financially is the truth. It's always, hey Jules, it's always the truth. You see, and it's hard to get to the truth when you're unmerged. So let's just walk through this a second. So if you split from yourself, and in this split you become, let's say, you know, the valedictorian or the class clown or whatever, and later in life you become a doctor, lawyer, an Indian chief, or whatever, or whatever you become, but you're not in yourself. A portion of you is acting. And during this act, it's really fucking hard to know what's real when you're in the act. And so the secret to making money, the secret has always been to making money, is to know the truth. So that's why why is insider trading illegal? Because it's the truth beforehand. It's like taboo. But if you know what's going to happen, you're going to make money. You're going to make money. So hey Greg, so let's just get to this thing, because it's super important. If you split and you're going through your life and you're in your job and you don't like it and you want to do something else, and then you start doing that thing and you can't even be honest about where you are with this thing, how are you going to be honest about how this is going to be perceived by the market? What your pricing should be, like, where's the honesty? Now, I'm going to tell you something. First-year basketball players over last-year basketball players. So, like, Kobe's first year versus what he got paid Kobe's last year. Chalk and cheese, night and day. Because as you get into something, you continue to get better and better, right? So when you're doing your thing, whatever your thing is, whatever your thing is, when you're doing it, pricing it properly is a real part of the truth. And you can't if you're lost in the sauce. If you're unaware, you can't. Hi Gina. Hi Heather. I hope you get here, Heather. So listen, when you're talking about yourself, and the other thing is this: you constantly quit if you don't know the truth. So this is what people say. Well, what does that fucking mean? So here's what it means. It means that building the house is really hard. Living in the house is easy. So building the house, pulling the stumps, cracking the rocks, that's a violent act. Living in the house is nice. Walking in, opening the door, laying on your king bed, that's all flow. But the work went in first. Now during that process, you're going to get rocks that are too big seemingly too big to move. And how do you move those rocks? Well, if you don't know the truth, if you don't know what you're going to get at the end, you look at chipping that rock and you go, it's too fucking hard. And then you go to the next piece of property and try it again and again and again, looking for the easy thing that never, ever happens. See, the easy thing is something that if it does happen is generally bad luck. A lot of this is really super hard stuff, and the fact of it is this, is that the universe is hard. The universe is not easy. This life is not easy. So we're talking about a lot of truth. And what is it about the truth? Hey Sven, hey Gerry, what is it about the truth that all of a sudden shows up once you merge yourself? Well, the thing is this, the plant medicine will really, really, really give you a glimpse of what the truth is. And then when you put yourself together and you're in yourself as a centered person, it's easier for you to find out what the truth is. It's simple, simple stuff. And this act of being successful in life, and people get this whole thing about flow confused. You know, flow happens after the hard work is done. Flow can only exist after the hard work. You know, the river only flows nicely after it's carved through the canyon. This is the thing of life, and anybody who's out there selling you something different isn't really living in the real. They're trying to sell you something, which is up to them. This is the truth. And so what is it with us that live in the truth? You'll notice this: the merged don't give up. They do not give up, because they know it's easy for them to see the universe in truth and know what's coming next. So in other words, if I'm a healer, and if I keep doing this great job, even though it's hard and I'm not making money and da-da-da, but if I keep doing it and doing it and doing it and doing it, and here's the other characteristics of the universe, right? They're repetitive, they're on time. Every day this fucking thing spins around at the same time, da-da-da-da-da. So start acting like the universe, and it doesn't quit. Start acting like the universe, and all of a sudden you see the pieces coming together, and all of a sudden you can charge more for your healing, or more for your cupcakes, or more for your whatever it is that you're doing, and then that creates this abundance. And the next thing you know, you got more customers than you can handle, which will force you to raise prices, and all of a sudden you're in flow. And how did that happen? It happened out of hard work. And is this even what the universe wants? I'm going to tell you something. If all businesses are spiritual businesses, and you want to help people, then yeah, it's what it wants. You know, like I look at this whole thing and I think, if I can take one day of pain away from someone, and some of us, you know, some of us older guys and older women have been in pain for a long time. You take a person in their 70s. I have a guy here this week in his 80s. You take a person in the 70s who's had a hard time and constantly fighting the truth. Man, it'll wear you down. They're in a lot of pain. And to have this change of everything in a week, which can happen. I saw my friend here, Sven, and he's over in Switzerland, and I tell you, you take a look at these people that were business people and had an experience with the medicine, and it changed their whole entire life. And it happens every single week. And this new light, a lot of people think, oh my God, you know, if I get this new, and Gerry, look at who you're beautiful. Nice to see you. And Dana, nice to see you. So, and I tell you, like, they think this new life is going to cause them some kind of financial harm. You know, and the thing is, it's not. See, it's the exact opposite. So there's two things that will happen after you merge. You're going to do better financially, and you're going to repel anything that's not aligned with you. So if you're working in a slaughterhouse doing the unthinkable or something, all of a sudden it doesn't fit anymore. And that's going to be uncomfortable. It's uncomfortable in the beginning, easy at the end. Uncomfortable in the beginning, easy at the end. And so all of these principles that happen when hi Stacia, I called Rythmia and said it was closed. Maybe it's a time zone thing. They should be open now. I guess in a couple minutes or something. Yeah, because they open I think at 9 there in California. Hi, Christy. Listen, so these things that are here, and I want to tell you, when you get aligned and you're making money, holy fuck, life is a little different. A big chunk of fear goes away, and a big chunk of wholeness happens because I'm doing the thing that I love to do. So if you get someone doing what they like to do, holy shit, they light up like a Christmas tree, right? So I'm doing what I like to do, I'm meeting my financial obligations, and I'm moving forward in life. All of a sudden, you're in flow. That's how quick you're in flow. And the thing is, a lot of this is not hanging on long enough. The people that have been struggling the longest are the ones who quit. The ones who quit. Because the struggle's always in the beginning and not at the end. So what does that even mean? If the struggle's always at the beginning and I'm always beginning, what am I in? I'm in trouble. Because these things that are built right, like your life will be built right when your heart's aligned and you're doing the thing you want to do and you don't quit, all of a sudden you get super, super good at it. And when you get good at it, more people are attracted in, and then the money goes up, and then the work actually goes down, and that's flow. So what you kind of want to stay away from is constantly beginning, because that's where all the hard work is. So use these skills that you have, and hi Kathleen and Christy, use these skills that you have to create a life for you that you don't have to start over and start over and start over again. Now, that's not to say you don't try different things and do new things and do all that. What I'm talking about is financial flow comes from consistency, repetition. These are things that are needed in order to do this. And if you're constantly giving up and starting over, and I know that you know people like this. I know that you know this guy's 45 years old and he's on his 55th new career. That's a hard way to go. That's a super hard way to go. It's like being 60 years old and being in your 200th relationship. It's a hard way to go, right? So the outward sign of the inward not merging is repetition. The faces change. But the faces change, but the song remains the same. That's really one good clue of not being connected. Yeah, I hope, Ashley, you visit Rythmia. Hey, Mark, lots of alumni here. So listen, I'm super excited about making the connection myself between being in financial flow and being merged, because it was a great question, and it was a really good question, and it got me really thinking, and I'm trying to stay super in it, because I think we have a big job and a big responsibility to be the best we can be for the people that come here, and that's a real. Hey, Gord, how you doing from Ontario? Yeah, I like that, Mary. Tell them, Mary. So I want to stay as close as I can to truth. And it's easy when people are telling you how good you are or how good your product is to get lost. That's the time where if you're not in truth and if you don't see where you're screwing up, you will get washed away. So like this is all about being in truth. And people say, well, it doesn't sound too joyful, doing the same thing, repeating it. And if you love what you're doing, then the more of it you do, the happier you are. If you love what you're doing, the more of it you do, the happier you are. Fuck, that's good. You ever see a guy who loves to play piano and he's making a living at it? Holy shit, he's one happy guy, yeah? So, and it doesn't just mean the arts. You do in the healing arts and whatever you're doing, if you love what you're doing, you're going to be a happy guy the more that you do it. The more that you do it. So when I do this shit, and I have to tell you, there are days that I'll do this for an hour and then I'll go do a workshop for 3 hours, and I'll spend the night doing medicine, and then 50 people will be asking me questions, and not just little questions, but long questions. At the end of the day, I'm like toast. But I'm happy as shit because I got to do so much of what I loved within one day. Great stuff, right? So this is the thing. So where does this all lead us to? It leads us to, we better get in truth. The whole thing the medicine wants to do, hey Johnny, the whole thing the medicine wants us to do is to be in truth. That's it. That's it. That's it. That's it. And it's this easy to do. It's hard to keep lying. It's fucking hard. The cost of it are so high. The cost of not being in truth. What does that look like? That looks like strained relationships with your family, with your boss, with everything around you, where you're constantly trying to prove that this thing that you created that's fictional is real. Fuck. That's a hell of a way to go. Wow. Yep. Not the way to go. Not the way to do it. And the thing is this is available to you, that you can come and really, really, really get connected. You can really, really, really get and be connected. And then when this connection occurs, the truth comes, and the truth shows up in your business. And when the truth shows up in your business, you get paid. That's the beautiful thing. That's the beautiful thing, you know. Yeah, and and people all the time, and this is the unfortunate part of things, is that you know, you can go to as many workshops as you want that work on your conscious mind, and the moment that you take that mind off what you've learned, you go back to the I'm not enough of being emerged, and then I don't give a fuck what you think. Tell me what your subconscious knows, and that's what's going to reflect in your life. You can think whatever you want to think. Doesn't matter. But what your sub knows, or what even your conscious knows, is what's going to show up. It's what's vibrated and reflected. It's how it works. It's how it works. It's how it works. Yeah. So like, these are all beautiful things, and it's all doable. And the first thing I'd say is that if you can't be merged, act like you are, and don't quit. If you're doing the thing, you know that 95% of the people fail right before the 5% that succeed. So that's like walking. The goal is to walk 100 miles, and people walk 95 and they quit. And then they start a new 95, and a new 95, and a new 95. No wonder by the time they show up here, they're near dead, a lot of them, right? Because they've been traveling so much. Not all, but some people just show up, you know, completely in need, because they've been on this roller coaster that keeps starting and never finishing. And that's not the secret to the thing. That's not what flow is, right? So yeah. So first thing is this: please come and see John Perkins. He's an amazing guy, an amazing author, and just a wonderful, warm man. And that's the last week of January. So please come. Hey Ross, please come and say, hey Dana, please come and see him. Please come and see him. It's the thing of all things that you come and see this guy. He's amazing. Hey, Bull of New Year to you too, dude. And for those people why I missed the last 2 weeks, I have huge surgery, and every time I talk, it's cutting into me. So I'm gonna get off a little bit early today, and get ready for my 3 o'clock. I have a 3 o'clock integration, and Taito Juanito is here. All you guys, do me a favor. This number, or that number, 866-936-9446. 866-936-9446. Please call that. Please call that, and please come, and you'll be just so happy that you did this. And the thing is, the money that it cost you to come here is made back pronto. And not only that, the pain that's in your heart, when it's gone, is worth much more than what was paid to get rid of it. Do you do marriages at Rythmia? Yeah, we do, here and there. Yes, Ashley. Yeah. Okay, so listen, guys, have a wonderful week. I'm going to see you next week. If you have questions, send them to me. If you have questions, send them to me, because I might pick one to talk about next week. We love you guys, and you're our family, and we're doing this thing together and being a part of this shift. And I'm just so happy to participate and to be a part of this love that we feel all the time. God bless you guys, and we'll see you next week. Peace.